Alright, so what I'm working on today is a Volvo S60 2.4 normally aspirated engine, no turbo. I'm draining off the top 5 gallons of fuel here so I can work on the fuel sending unit. Get to the sending unit, you have to pull this seat out. You just grab the edge of the seat like this and pull up on it and it pops out. Now this one's loose because I've already got it loose. But it just pops out just like this. You just slide it out. It comes out really easy. I just did it with one hand, alright? So no big deal. This fuel system has been worked on before. You can tell by someone has cut this off right here. From the factory it's all one piece. So it could have even been done at the dealer, I don't know. But that's the fuel sending unit. It has 4 10mm locking nuts on it. So I just got these nuts sitting here so I can take them off really easy. Now also I can tell that it's been worked on before just by the marks on the nuts. And I know that sounds like I'm repeating myself, but it's obvious. Somebody has been in here. This door comes off easily. Be careful with sparks because we have a fuel leak. Alright, so this is my complaint that I had with whoever worked on this before. We have a really nice gasket with a place for the wires to go through right here. And somebody has put it back together without using these wire access for this gasket. So anytime you get any fumes or anything up through here, it's all easily going to come up through this. So that's the situation with that. So I'm going to solve that here real easy by just picking that gasket up and moving it to the right spot. No big deal. The problem I'm having is this gasket is leaking fuel. You can see the fuel moisture on the top. It only leaks when it's full of gas. The gas tank was full. I started getting a leak and this is it. So I had to take about 5 gallons of fuel out so far to get it so it stops weeping out. You need to get it so it's not pouring out everywhere and having a mess. You're going to blow up something. So drain some fuel out, whatever you got to do. I ordered this tool, ABN tool, part number ABN 8916. Okay, this is the cover that comes on. Of course, it's been raining, so but I used that tool. Alright, so I set that tool up on there like this with the center, with it centered in there as best I can. It's not perfect, but it works. Now I can tell that somebody has worked on this before because a couple of the tabs are busted. And you have to be real careful with this. So I got a real long pry bar, okay, out the door here. And you have to stabilize it with your hand and turn it counterclockwise. Once you get it turning, you're alright. You can do it by hand with the regular 1/2-inch drive ratchet like I've got it set up there. Okay, but you'll need something long to get it started. And there's fuel all over it. It's lubricated with fuel. If that's not good enough for you, you can shoot some WD-40 on there. Okay? It's pretty tight. Alright, so I got this thing loose enough for me to get it off with my hands. As you can see, the fuel is starting to come up a little bit. I probably could take more fuel out of the tank. Now, this is a point of no return. Once you do this, you're in the danger zone, okay? So no kids, no pets, have fans blowing, keep the windows down, don't drop any metal object or tools or your phone or anything else in here. You have to be careful with fuel. It's going to smell really bad. And if you can't handle any of that stuff, get somebody else to do it. It's worth it. Because the fuel is nasty. But that's what it looks like. It's got a rubber O-ring around it. See all this dirt in here? I'm going to try to clean as much of this dirt out as possible before I pull this, so that I don't get extra dirt in my tank, mess up my fuel filter and pump and everything else. Just try to get as much of that junk out of there as you can. I'm going to clean that up. Alright, so I got it cleaned up pretty good. I don't know how much it's going to matter though. I still got a lot of work. Around the edge of this you can see that it's just full of rocks and dirt. That just needs to be cleaned. And then I unplug this plug here. You just push down this little tab. Push down that little tab there. Pop that out. This other wire, just clear it out of the way. Just pull it over to the edge or whatever you got to do to get it out of your way. It's constantly going to be hanging around. But this is the sending unit assembly, and I'm just going to pull it out enough so that I can see in there, and then I'm going to get rid of the cell phone. But you can see on the edge there, it's just full of goop and dirt and stuff. I'm going to have to clean all that out and pull that rubber gasket out there and clean it and check it out. So I got it all cleaned up. I'm not going to pull this fuel level sending unit out, but as you can see, the edge around here, I've got it all cleaned up. I've got my O-ring all greased up. Need to clean up the lid. I'll get that on there in just a moment. Alright, so I got the O-ring installed and greased up, and I got the lid, the cover that goes on here, I call it the lid, whatever. I got the lid greased up. Everybody's greased up and happy. And do not use axle grease on this. Just use regular, like this automatic transmission assembly grease. That's what I use. The reason why is because it doesn't clog up the filter. That's why the ATF grease is labeled that way, because it doesn't clog up the filter, and we don't want to clog up our fuel filter, so that's why we're going there. So this has an orientation arrow here. I do not see a corresponding one, but I remember how it came out, so I'm going to line up my orientation arrow, which is right there. I don't know if it's visible, but that's it right there, or whatever that is. But all I'm going to do now is just tighten this collar up. I got everybody greased, but I don't think I can do it with one hand. But the way it came out, it had so many rocks and so many things in there that were a problem. I'm going to probably go ahead and fill this thing up with grease around the edges and on the outside and in the middle to keep those rocks from getting in there for next time, because it was really hard to clean. So I hope this helps somebody. All right, take it easy.